computer. Boom, bam, done and done. Hey guys, my name is Heather Harrison, and we are actually co-hosting with Danielle Howe tonight. I'm super excited about this call. Once you hit 2 to 5 star, you have the opportunity to be in a weekly mastermind with your corporate mentor. Once you hit diamond, I can hear you, but everyone is, hold on, before I start, but can't see anybody.
That's weird.
That's Samantha. Can you guys see me? Yeah? Samantha, where are you?
Might just be your internet, maybe.
It might be your internet. It might be, I mean, I can see you, so that's a good, like, I can see your face, so that's wonderful. And this is what I tell, and I don't, Danielle might just say something different. Once you hit diamond, you guys, you have this corporate mentor that you can like reach out to. I see you, I have video turned off to reduce choppiness. Okay, perfect. And once you hit 2 star, we have weekly masterminds with the most amazing corporate mentor. Don't come in here, don't come in here. And welcome to Kids Life. But it's so nice to, please, no, go. Bye. Go, I'm on a call, go. Danielle, please go. Chris, please take her.
Anyway, what she's saying is that once you reach 2 star, you get the opportunity, and even diamond, like every benchmark, you get the opportunity to get in these leadership groups. And so 2 to 5 star, you get hooked in with your corporate mentor wherever you live. We're in the central region, Heather and I, so we have a central region mentor, and then we get to hop on these hot seat mastermind calls. Some of you from my team have been on those calls, and Heather, I think your team as well, because we've been opening up to our leaders to be able to tune in and hear from us leaders. So anyways, you can take
but
what you were saying.
No, it's fine. It's such an awesome way to not only meet new people, but to really be able to interact with other coaches throughout your company, not just on your team. And you'll know, and you'll start to vibe and really just kind of connect with other coaches. And it's just a really fun, amazing thing. And one thing that Danielle and I both kind of share in common is our businesses really changed when we changed our mindset. And I know her and I just kind of chatted a little bit about, you know, what we wanted to talk on this call and how we wanted to have this call run. But going into her story, telling a little bit of my story, and really going into the components of what our mindset shift was and where we are now as opposed to when we started, because we're both very, very different in very different places. And we've both been coaching a while. So we wanted to kind of take you through that, because I told Danielle this, if your mindset and your personal development is not like number 1 on your list of vital behaviors, you can lose all the weight in the world, but nothing's ever going to change. And that's the same in your physical fitness, your mental fitness. That's the same throughout your business. So just a little bit about me. I will make it super, super short and let Danielle tell a little bit of her story. I started back in June of 2015, you guys. I'm trying to think. October 2014, my husband, he left to go to Saudi Arabia, and I quit my job. I was 6 months pregnant and I had an 18-month-old. I stayed back behind because I wasn't sure our visas were going to come in time. And in January of 2015, I had to make a decision to stay here and have my daughter. I was a high-risk pregnancy. After I did that, I was about 40 pounds over, you know, where I was prior to pregnancy. And I didn't really do much. I walked, I did, you know, the odd thing, but Chris had to go back a week after our child was born. So April of 2015, I moved with a 9-week-old and a 2-year-old over to Saudi Arabia. Did not lose a pound. And when we got over there, Chris and I were both like, we really need to figure our ish out. So we kind of just took the reins, and I said, hey, somebody's been messaging me about this 21-day fix. I really don't know what it is. I have no idea. But I think that we can do this. It's feasible. We can do it at our house. I couldn't get to a gym. I lived on a compound where I couldn't drive. And I had to rely on my husband for literally everything, to take me to the grocery store, to take me to any doctor's appointments, to take the kids and I different places. And I needed something that I could do while they were napping. So I started the fix, got great results with the fix, and I actually got the fix through her, but didn't order Shakeology. I went home that summer, and just for like July and August, I went home and I said, I'm going to sign up. I want to try the Shakeology. I'm going to sign up as a coach and just kind of see where this thing takes me. And I didn't have a coach that was working the business. She ended up not working the business as much as I thought she did. And I was very scattered, but I was growing really, really fast. And I didn't know where to go with that. I went diamond in like 60 days. I didn't even know what that looked like. I didn't know what that meant. I was placing people in the most random places. But I didn't have somebody I could like reach out to at the time. And so I just kept building, kept throwing people in the most random places. And I'm not even going to lie. I was about a year in and got burnt out. I was so burnt out because I was literally just trying to figure it out myself. I got placed eventually underneath Lori Stewart. Her and I went back and forth actually with corporate for 6 months to do this and to make sure that everything went through. And I was so blessed and so grateful that I was actually able to transition underneath her. I was in a dead leg. I had no volume coming in underneath me at all. That year, I literally took her trainings and she sat there and told me what to do. And I did everything that she told me to do. I went 1 star. That diamond quit on me. No rhyme or reason, just it. She hit diamond and she's like, it's too hard. I was just struggling, you guys. I had a mommy makeover when my daughter turned 1. I had gotten down to my pre-pregnancy weight. I was off for a month, literally couldn't do anything, and I gained 35 pounds back. I was in a hole. After that, that was in 2017, I actually decided, okay, I'm going to start with the Ultimate Reset and go from there. I lost 15.5 pounds on the Ultimate Reset. I was dabbling in personal development, dabbling in the workouts that I was doing. I wasn't really committed. And my business showed. Was I still thriving? Yes. I have never missed Success Club in 5 years. I always helped at least 3 people a month get signed up and started. I ran my own challenge group from the get-go. You don't have to do that as a new coach. But that's just how I ran. I was 9 hours ahead in Saudi Arabia. And back then, and I know Danielle can probably attest to this, y'all, it was like we had to post 5 to 6 times a day for people to see our content, for people to see our stuff. So I went all in. When I say I went all in, I didn't hit Success Club 10 in November of 2017. I wanted to quit. I said, I'm done. This is just like not for me. I'm not finding joy in it anymore. And Lori said, take the weekend off, figure out your why, really dive deep in your why, and figure out what brings you joy to this business. I drew a line in the sand. Core to Force came out. I went all in with Core to Force. And if you guys know, it's a 30-day program with the nutrition, with like literally everything. And I lost 9 pounds and 21 inches that month. That was in end of November going into the holidays, you guys. I was in the best shape of my life. My business that month was, I think I hit Success Club like 18. I started my personal development, and I literally, that was, if you want to ask me how long I've been a coach, I've been a coach for 5 years, but I've gone all in for the past 2.5 years. So last year, 2019, I had Amanda, she's up in the top. She joined me as a challenger, right? Mind you guys, I've had 3 diamonds go diamond and quit on me. Why? Because they went diamond and then it got too hard. You're gonna have people quit. You're gonna have people like just say it's not for them. You're gonna have people that get success very quickly and then they have this struggle and they don't want to move past the struggle. So my approach was a bit different. I said, I want my challengers to see the best results possible. And I sign up discount coaches a lot, but I want them to see the results and I want them to see what's possible. So I started taking my challengers through their programs, seeing those results, shouting them out, doing all these things. And Amanda was rocking it out. And she was on fire. I had my other diamond, Chelsea, y'all, she has lost over 100 pounds and was just stuck. She gained her fire back, re-signed up under me 6 months after she had quit another coach. And these girls were on fire. And I was like, this freaking brings me joy. Every day I'm showing up, I'm seeing the results that my challengers are seeing. I'm seeing them embracing their journey and embracing where they're at, and they're running with it. Amanda shot me down a few times to even coach. She was not in a position. She just had been in a funky MLM before, and that was fine. And I just kept showing up and kept encouraging her. You guys, in August of 2015, I made one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. It was to draw the line in the sand with my best friend of 13 years. In that January, she got diagnosed with cervical cancer. And for 9 months, I went all in with her too, while trying to do everything else. And mind you, my husband is gone in Saudi Arabia the majority of the time. I had 2 kids going to school. I was going to radiation appointments. I was going to chemo. I was going to all the things. I was running a full-time business. I was doing all of these things. And she was the most negative piece in my life. Not because she had cancer, but because when she went and she rang her bell to be cancer-free, she couldn't even be positive about it. And I just kept saying, God, she was like a drainer. She constantly drained. And I was like, you see so many people have stage 4 and they are just excited to be alive and thriving. But she was the most negative person in my life. 13 years. Her husband and my husband are best friends. I drew that line in the sand. And at the end of August, we saw it. I had 2 girls pushing for diamond, right? They were pushing. My husband was pushed like right there too. By the end of September, we started our 3-star qualification. Okay. Not only did we start our 3-star, but my team was slaying it and went premier, and I didn't even know what premier was. I thought elite was the only thing. So we woke up in November at our Disney retreat, and I got to wake up with my 2 girls and my whole entire team because Lori invited all of our downline, and I got to celebrate 3-star premiere with them. And what would have happened if I wouldn't have been reading that? When I drew that line, it wasn't a physical, but it was a mental shift. It's not a want, it's a need for personal development. Where are you at right now in your journey, and what type of personal development or professional development do you need? And so I say that, and I end with that because my team's on fire, you guys. We're going to have our ups and downs. You're going to have diamonds drop. But if you have your diamonds drop, or if you drop your rank and you give up on yourself and you're not personally developing yourself to go through it, yes, you're going to fall. But if you understand when we talk about our mindset and how we go through it, how to get through it, you're going to rise. So I'm going to go ahead and let Danielle just chat for a little bit about her story, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of the call.
All right. How do I follow up with that? Okay. So I started as a coach 7 years ago, January of 2013. I started strictly for the accountability. I was tired of working out, falling off the wagon, working out, falling off the wagon, and I'd fall in love with insanity, and I didn't want to fall off the wagon again. So I signed up as a coach, no desire to work the business, discount, I'm good. And then I saw the income opportunity, and it was like, at the time, literally within a month of signing up as a coach, our apartment was broken into while we were home. And I was scared for my life, because after that, I worked from home, and I also ran a lot, and I think someone had been following me. And my husband went to work, and someone would come knock on our door and run away. And then another time they were throwing rocks at my window and would run away. And I was scared out of my mind. We got out of that apartment because of that whole situation, got a townhome, could have quit coaching through that, but I didn't, because I was like, this is something I did for me. I'm doing this for me, nobody else. Saw the income opportunity and thought, I'm bringing my husband home. And I went after it. And I went diamond in 3 months, because I was like dead set on making this happen. And like how Heather said, that back then, inviting was a whole different process. We had Facebook like pages. We would go to the fan pages and go to, fans that would post on Insanity's page and reach out to them. It was way harder, but my mindset was like, I'm bringing my husband home. I don't care what it takes. I'm going for it. So I went after it. I stuck true to my results. I stuck true to the workouts and the Shakeology, and was really consistent with it. And then a couple years into the business, we started really, really struggling with infertility. It took us 6 years to have kids, but the last 3 years was just literally a deep, dark hole. And also at that time, our team also took a huge hit with some losing, like Heather said, losing diamonds. I had hit 2-star and I lost them. And that was like 2016. And I just kind of had to, then we got pregnant with my son and had him in 2017. And that was when I realized, like, okay, all the things that could happen in my life, what's the one thing that's positive and is a staple and moves me forward and that can give me freedom to give my son that I've waited so long for all the attention he deserves? And it was Beachbody. And it kept me healthy, it kept me fit, and it kept me accountable, and I was able to help people along the way, which I never thought I'd be able to do. And also, I didn't have an upline. My upline quit like literally within a month of me signing up. So I did this, built it all on my own, just kept going, kind of because that's my mindset. I'll figure it out and do it on my own. I've got this. Then I've been a full-time daycare provider. I'd been for 8 years. And then we got pregnant with this little girl. And I told myself, by the time she's here, I'm not doing daycare anymore. I'm not walking around picking up everyone else's babies over my own. If I want to walk to the next room, nurse my baby, I'm going to walk to the next room, nurse my baby. If my kid wants me to focus on him during craft time, I'm going to focus on him and not 10 other kids. Like, I love daycare. It filled such a big hole in my heart, like when we were struggling and stuff. But once I had my own kids, I was done taking care of everybody else's kids over my own. And so I made it that my goal, and that's where everything shifted for me. It was like, once again, this is like Heather said, I'm drawing a line in the sand. This is it. I'm making this happen. So July 3rd of 2019, I retired as a daycare provider. And at first it was like, holy crap, that was a big cut in income, right? Like, we make good money with daycare. And though Beachbody took care of it, it's still a big cut. So a couple months into it, it was like, well, here I've been dealing with a colicky baby with silent reflux. I went into bad, dark postpartum depression. Like, I was crying every day. All I wanted to do, I felt like the only way I could survive is if I had wine at night and pizza and anything that made me feel some sort of comfort. And so a couple months after she was born, I was like, we're not going to be able to make it like this. And Dakota said, Danielle, if you don't make this work, we're going to have to start daycare again. Whoa, That's not happening. I'm not bringing those kids back in this house to make my newborn sick. I'm not bringing those kids back in this house to take all my attention away from my babies again. I could cry because I hope it doesn't sound bad towards doing daycare. It's everything to do with what I've worked so hard for, to have these moments with my babies. And the thought of having to do it all over again, no. So I will never forget what I did when I shifted. I was like, I'm done playing around. I got a tracker. And I started tracking everything, because I hadn't been tracking everything. I was kind of winging it, right? Like, oh, I did tons of invites today. And really, when I went and counted them, I did like 12. Okay, not realistic. And then how did I keep up with them? I didn't keep up with them. You have fortunes in the follow-up, and I wasn't doing that either. So I tracked it. I also wasn't doing my personal development regularly. So personal development. I was at the time not doing hardly any of my devotions. Like, it was like a hit or miss. So devotions picked back up. I'll never forget going live on our team page one day, just like blunt. Like, here I am, I'm running. You can either choose to come with me, or you can stay right where you're at. I don't care. My mindset shift, so I was like, this is my dream. This is giving my family freedom, and I'm going for it. If you want to run with me, run. Otherwise, watch me. That's my mindset, right? And so what I did was I put a huge focus on my challenge groups, which is something that I didn't, that was probably my weak suit for the longest time, was my challenge groups. So I shifted, put a lot of focus on my challenge groups. And I can point out a handful of my girls on here, Shauna, Alyssa, Amy, Annie, see, I don't want to miss anyone, they just dove right in and got amazing results, and they're taking off in their business. Like, the results makes them become believers, and then they're like, I want everyone else to feel this, right? And so putting a lot of that focus into my challenge groups has been a really, really key factor in how I've moved my business forward. But if I was to pinpoint like just a few major things, it would be my tracker, my prayers and devotions, personal development, and focusing on my challenge groups. So I could keep going, but if you want to just move into personal development, Heather, we can just go ahead, and so we're not on for forever.
Yeah, so I have this nifty graphic, you guys. It's so cool. No, I'm just joking. I just like made it up, but these are the components of mindset that we really dive into. And the reason we kind of like sat there, we're like, okay, what components? Sorry, my ring light just died. So yeah, y'all are going to see like a really colorful me. Personal development's huge. And I know that it's like number 3 or something in our vital behaviors, but I need you guys to like make it a non-negotiable. Just like you would wake up in the morning and take your Energize before you work out, because it's a freaking non-negotiable. You need to have this in your life every single day. I don't care if it's a personal development book, podcast, an audiobook, like whatever it is, it needs to be there. Because even if you're doing something and listening to it, you will listen to it and you will pick up these nuggets that, okay, like, and they will come out not only in your life, but they're going to come out in your posts. They're going to help you with your content. And you can do your devotional, you can do a leadership book, you can do, like right now, not only am I listening to Get Out of Your Own Way, the Dave Hollis book, it's a bomb. I actually think I like it more than Rachel's. But I'm about to read a leadership book, because I not only need personal development, but my team's growing, so I feel like I need professional development as well as a leader. So you've got to do something that you need currently in your life. It's not anybody else's journey but you. But what I will say is, don't just do your devotional. You need something else to grow. We have so many things out there to help you grow as a person. And I was the most negative Nancy when my husband and I met, and he's the most positive Patsy out there. And I was like, ugh, I got to do something. Like, we're going to clash at some point, and I would wake up miserable. I would just be miserable. I would, think the freaking sky was like gray when it was blue and, was beautiful. So I had to shift that mindset. And no matter where you're at, whether it's with your body image, whether it's with how you are comparing yourself, whatever it may be, personal development's key. Danielle, you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, for me, I do think that that's one of my biggest changing moments right there as far as my anxiety goes. And postpartum depression now was my personal development. I do not put spiritual development and personal development in the same category. I think that's totally different. And I like to shift back and forth between professional development and personal development. So, for example, I just finished Be Obsessed or Be Average. Highly, highly, highly recommend. It really pushes me as a leader and so many aspects of being a leader. And then I'm currently listening to Fear is My Homeboy. And that's more of like personal development. And I really love the way it makes my mindset as far as like, dude, I'm doing this. I'm changing as many lives as I can, taking my team to the top. We're going to change some lives. It's a whole different kind of focus and development. So I like to shift back and forth. And some days, like, let's say I have the two, like, let's say if I have another book, I do, but I can't think of the title right now. That's professional development that I've started, but I haven't finished. And I'm feeling like, okay, I need some leadership development today. I'll put that on instead of my personal. So it kind of depends on how I'm feeling. But typically, when I get in the shower, I put her down for a nap, I get in the shower, have Cass set up for breakfast, and I listen to personal development. I'm doing dishes or cleaning, I'm listening to personal development. That's what I'm doing, how I'm getting it in, because ain't no way I'm sitting down and reading a book with these two kids. So that's how I get mine
in. The comparison game, I think that is huge. I think that as a new coach, a lot of the times, as a new coach or even as a seasoned coach, you go and you look at somebody else's highlight reel and you're like, but why? Like, why is she having all of the success? Or, oh, she's got the perfect abs. Or, oh, like, she didn't have any weight to lose. Like, I know all of you guys are there going, yeah, I'm there. You guys unfreaking follow them. Because you don't know how long they've been a coach. You don't know their struggles and their journey unless you literally have been following them since day one. You don't know if they've dealt with anorexia or bulimia or any kind of, eating disorder. You don't know, because what you typically see on a lot of pages are somebody's highlights. And I've really tried really hard not to be a highlight reel. I'm very open and very honest. And if you follow me or if you are a coach on my team, I'm very open and very honest. If I'm struggling, if my anxiety is high, if I need help, because I can't do this by myself. I joined for the community, and I lead with our community because we have an amazing community of women, but you have to lean in. So don't go look at the top 10 coaches and say their lives look so perfect, because I'm here to tell you, Ashley Molstead and Emily Favre had a very hard past. They have a very real story that I bet all of us could relate to, but we don't dive in to look at where they were before they were successful. So you have to do you. You have to put blinders on, and you have to stop comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 1, or even your chapter 10 or 15, wherever you're at, because you have no idea. Like Danielle said, you guys, my husband works away 5 to 6 months at a time. I have 2 girls. I'm running a household. I'm running a business. I don't have a ton of help all the time. Like, trust me when I say, like, it's hard. And me actually doing my hair is like a freaking godsend because that really doesn't happen a lot. So y'all got like the best version of me. No makeup and hair done, we're good. So anyways, I'll let Danielle touch a little bit on
that. So there's a fine line between following top coaches or following all these coaches for inspiration and motivation and following them because when it makes you feel defeated. Right? So a lot like what Heather was referring to. If you are watching their stories and it makes you feel defeated or you find yourself comparing, you shouldn't be following them. Okay? I have certain coaches I've had to unfollow for that. Guilty of it. But a lot of the coaches I follow for strictly inspiration and motivation because I am fired up by seeing them going on these trips or when they post their team rank or whatever it is. I love seeing that stuff because it makes me feel like if they can do it, I can too. If you don't feel like that and you're defeated, there's no reason to be following them. You should be living your life unapologetically you. I have to say that, you know, I've been doing this for 7 years. I know coaches that have done it 1 year that have like way far surpassed what I've done. I don't care. They're not me. They haven't been through my journey. They haven't walked in my shoes. So why would I compare my journey to theirs? That's how every one of us should look at that because God created each one of us uniquely and we're here to do different unique things and be unapologetically us. So if you catch yourself playing that comparison game, first of all, more personal development. Second, change it.
I cannot, y'all, I rarely follow coaches anymore because I'm not going to get sucked into it. It's just not, I can't. Like, that's the part of me, that's where I lost my joy in coaching because I was like, oh my gosh, how is she further ahead of me? I cannot even believe this right now. But like, of course, you see that highlight reel and then like behind the scenes, you don't really know what's going on with them. So the importance of getting results. If you come to this business and say, I want to work this business, and you lead with your business instead of becoming the best version of you, it's not going to work. We are all about helping other people on a daily basis be the best versions of themselves that they can be. Why on earth are they going to come to you if you can't even be the best version of yourself? Getting results, yes. They want to see that they can see the results. They want to know that these products and that these workouts work. They want to know that they don't have to spend 2 hours in a gym and that they can legit spend 30 minutes at home and getting their recipes and drinking their superfoods and they're, energized and recover. They want to know that it works. You can do that without being salesy. Proof is in the product, you guys, right? So if you're showing up and you're utilizing it every single day the way it's supposed to be done, it's going to work. If it's just, your business and your personal journey, they go side by side. If you're spotty with your nutrition, if you're spotty with your workouts, if you kind of sort of show up and meal prep, you're going to kind of sort of get results. And if the same thing with your business, right? If you kind of sort of do 2 to 5 invites a day and you kind of sort of want to see Success Club 20, I'm going to kind of sort of call your BS. It's not going to happen. Legit, if you think I have 2 conversations a day and I hit the numbers that I hit, or if you think that my warm market after 5 years has dried out, I'm going to call your BS because guess what? My friends have friends have friends have friends. I'm constantly connecting to people on a daily basis. I'm constantly using my memory jogger that we have in our back office to say, oh, yeah, I forgot about her. Oh, yeah, she was in my sorority. Oh, she was in the other sorority in college, but I'm going to reach out to her because guess what? We're at a level playing field now. There's no this sorority, that sorority. We're all in the game together. So you have to be a product of the product. And you know what happens when you're a product of the product and it works? Your confidence goes boom. You have no issues reaching out and being like, girl, yes, It works. Trust me. I've been doing it now for 5 years. And I know when I get off track and I get back on and I'm on my A game, it freaking rocks. So think about that and take a hard look at yourself right now, tonight, and say, am I really committed? Have I really gone 100% all in with this? And am I seeing the results? And if you haven't tried the nutrition part or the 2B mindset or the ultimate portion fix combined with the program, I'm going to tell you something. I dare you to try it. I intermittent fast with the ultimate portion fix. I freaking love it. And because I'm only in plan A, I only get like 1,400 calories a day. So when I do that, it's all combined. But y'all, I am on fire. So I challenge you. It's hard. Yes, it's freaking hard. It's not easy. But this is your job now, right? You wanted to do this. You want to show up and you want to be the best version of you. So you have to show other people how to do that. You good, Danielle? You want me to keep going?
Perfect timing. No, I'm good.
Okay.
So, thank you. Highly performing people perform highly, right? So you're not going to find someone that's super successful, but they are really overweight. They're constantly working on themselves every single day. Highly performing people perform highly. So regarding meal plans, don't beat yourself up if you're over there like, I haven't done any meal plans, but I've been working out and get results. Okay, I did that for a couple years. I'm not gonna lie, but then I had kids, and then it was way harder. And then I did 80-day obsession, and I went all in, and I hit my highest success goal month ever because of my results, ever, because I was on fire, I was confident, I was proud, and I wanted to share that with everybody. But I went all in on that nutrition, and I had done that before 80-day obsession, but time nutrition with 80-day obsession was my game changer. And because I felt so productive and proud of what I had gained, and I was performing highly, I had more energy. Everybody senses that. They feel that. If you go into this business thinking, I don't want to work out, I'd rather have pizza tonight, I hate this, I hate talking to people, I hate ghosts, guess who else is going to sense all that? Those people you're talking to. It's natural. They're going to feel it. Okay, so you have to remember that you are in charge of your thoughts. You're in charge of when you wake up to tomorrow, how your whole day is going to be. You're in charge of that. Your attitude, the way you tackle your workout, the way you tackle children, whatever you have on your plate for that, you are the depiction of what comes out of that day. So, a little tip, mine for me is I write down my gratitude in the morning. I say my prayers, I read my devotionals. Those set me off on a right path, do my workout, I drink my Energize, I do my meal plan the way I'm supposed to, because all those things make me feel like I'm in control. And then I'm ahead of my day. Like before Beachbody, didn't you always say like, if I start my day with a workout, gosh, I just feel so much better the rest of the day. I'm more productive, I have more energy. Well, yeah, duh. That's why we talk about all this. Because if you start your day that way, it's going to reflect in the rest of your day. So I don't want to forget my notes here. Results. Okay. All right. So also another thing I wanted to bring up was think about where your mindset was when you started your journey, even as a new coach, right? Like where you were maybe 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, compared to what it is now. And you could be sitting there saying to yourself, like, I'm not as happy with my results as I'd like. Okay, this is what I always remind myself. If I wish that my progress was faster sometimes, I remember, would I want to go back to that before picture? If not, then give yourself a pat on the back because you are making progress and you're doing awesome. But if you think that you could do even better, then do it. It's only up to you, right? So that's another reason why before and after pictures are so important. I take pictures constantly because this reminds me of that. I just posted one today that was real raw. I didn't like it, but I did it, and it helped people, it inspired people. And I looked at that before picture, I was like, holy crap, I am not going back to that. And that motivates me. That pushes me. Because despite how slow the journey I think it is, despite how hard it's been getting, lean again after 2 babies instead of 1, I look back at that picture and was like, dang, I am awesome. And then I was motivated to go do that today for everyone else, right? So really getting your mindset right with yourself first is number 1 in this business.
And I think like, if we sat here and asked every single person on this call, what is the piece that is setting them back from posting that hairy, scary video or that scary photo? It's the belief. Until you have that belief in yourself that you can do it, you've got to keep working on your mindset. Because here's the thing, nobody else is paying your bills. What's going to happen when you post that transformation picture? Because I had Kim's on this call. She did it the other day and had 145 likes and 50 comments. But you guys, how is somebody supposed to know what you're going through and what you can do for them if you never post, if you never do that scary thing? It has to be consistent though. You can't show up once a week and expect for your business to grow. You have to believe that if you show up and you're consistent every single day, guess what? It's gonna work. And you wanna know something? Lori has told me that every day for freaking 5 years. Heather, consistency and timing and belief. You've got to believe that it's going to happen when it's your time, but you have to be consistent. And for 5 years, I've showed up every single day through the good, through the bad, through the hard. When I got griped at for being on my phone too much, I showed up and I know and I believe that this is where I'm supposed to be. It is hard sometimes. I do work late nights. I do wake up early. I do work some weekends. But guess what? I wouldn't freaking change it. I don't have to bring my kids to daycare because right now, they're all at home anyways. But I don't have to bring them to daycare at 5:30 in the morning. Before this, I was a corporate healthcare recruiter. I worked 14-hour days, and I would drop my kids off at 6 in the morning, or summer, it was summer at the time, and I would pick her up at 6 at night, and I got her in, dinner and put her to bed. I would not miss the screaming and the fighting and the yelling and the frustration for anything. Why? Because I literally go into each day going, it will happen. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. And when I have that mindset and that belief that it's going to happen, it's going to freaking be hard work. But I would rather be at home working hard. And you want to know something? My kids have grown up for the past 5 years knowing what I do. And they get it when mommy has to do her workout because she's about to bust the seams. They get it when I'm frustrated and I need to work out. Mommy, can I do it with you? They understand when I'm on a team call. And yeah, they're not always perfect. But they know that this is what I do so I can do that afterwards. So belief is, you guys, that is the line right there. And you taking a step back and you thriving forward. It's belief, hands down.
Bouncing off that really quick. One thing that helps me believe that is putting a timestamp on it. If you have belief that you're going to hit diamond, put a timestamp on it. When are you going to hit diamond by? If you have a belief that you're going to hit 2-star, set a time on it and then backtrack it. If you're going to hit 2-star, when are you going to hit 2-star by? When are you going to hit diamond? When are you going to hit ruby? When are you going to hit emerald? And backtrack it and set it to your mind. All right, I'm going to be emerald by this date. I'm going to be diamond by this date. I'm going to be 2-star by this date. And put it in your mind. I'm doing this, non-negotiable no matter what. Same thing goes for Success Club, right? I'm driven by having those numbers and having something to work for. If someone says, you have to hit Success Club 10 every month, cool, I'll do it. I got it. right? So put those benchmarks in your mind, not just in your mind, write it down, put it in your tracker, put it on your calendar, whatever you have to do, your goal board, and chase after it. And go relentlessly, because you have to focus on your why and why you're doing this. And think about all the lives that you are impacting. It is a ripple effect, right? Heather reaching out to other coaches, those coaches reaching out to other challengers, and so on and so forth. Our team doing the same thing. It's a ripple effect. And you showing up every day is making a difference, and it's changing lives. And you have to remember that and your why and why you're pushing forward. And remember that this does take time. Like Heather said, been doing this for 7 years. It takes time to get what you want. That means showing up every day, as long as it takes. A year from now, 2 years from now, it takes time, and you have to trust the process. And you know what? Sometimes slow and steady wins the race. So if you're not where you want to be right now, so what?
I agree. And I also challenge you, because I know Amanda and I have had this conversation. I know my other Diamond and I have had this conversation. If you are not finding joy, take a step back and find your joy and do that. You want to know what brings me joy? Baking. And I share it because I love it. Do I work out? Yeah, like that's what I do every single day. But people don't come to me because I work out every single day. They come to me because I have a positive attitude, because I love my family, because I show up when it's hard, because I struggle with 2 autoimmune diseases, and I have, I love baking and I share recipes. So find the joy in the business, and it makes it so much easier. Amanda, she freaking rocks out TikTok every single morning. That is her thing. And you know what? For a little while, she got away from this, right? Because of somebody else's opinion, probably. And now, guess what? She's back, and I freaking love it. She's doing her. You know what? I show up and I dance. I'm stupid. Like, no, I cannot dance. But you know how many people message me in the mornings if I'm not doing my pre-workout dance? It brings me freaking joy. My followers love it. It makes them happy to wake up knowing that, like, there's joy and positivity out there. So the belief that your quirky little things are bringing other people joy, do it. Don't be afraid, because for so long I thought I had to be like this somebody else, and that's not me. You're not going to see me show up to a team call with makeup on. I mean, this is a godsend. But like, honestly, you guys, my hair is a hot mess. My training videos, if you think I'm going to be all dolled up for them, I'm not. Because that's not the tribe that I'm attracting. Can I get dressed up? Can I look really nice? Absolutely. But I'm a hot mess mom that loves what she does, and I'll show up regardless if I look nice or not. Okay? But what I do care about is sharing the positivity and the mindset with other women that it's totally possible to do this. And that's what comes off every single day. When you look at my stories, when you look at my feed, you know that there's something behind me being a Beachbody coach. And you just have to believe that you're not just Beachbody. I can't remember who said it the other day, but they said that they incorporate Beachbody into their life. They don't let Beachbody run their life. And that's how it should be, right? If you look at a lot of the big coaches out there, you will not see Beachbody branded all over their page. You're going to see them and their family and their like, I love Amy Silverman, and she loves photography, and she's very all natural, but she's providing value. Yes. And I think it's Kelsey Hill said this, every day you need to show up and you need to be providing value. You need to have a giving mindset when you go in to your post every single day. You need to go into wanting to give and not expecting anything in return. So does anybody have any questions? I really hope we were really like figuring out like what can we break down in our mindset, because it has changed the both of us. Does anybody have any questions that you guys want to go over, anything like that before we wrap up the call tonight, you guys? I really hope that two different coaching perspectives and we're very different, but we kind of just rock it out together. So how different we are, we still have that same mission and we still want to do the same thing, but your mindset definitely has to be there.
We got 21 people and no one has a question. Any input?
Anybody? So everybody's going to wake up an emerald or a ruby or a diamond tomorrow, right?
And dance on your stories?
Yes.
Or be me and do cross-eyed stories for all of you that saw that. We did a truth or dare in our challenge group today, and I had some really awkward stories today.
See, that's fun. That's fun.
I died all day. My husband's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, look at her.
Yeah, thanks for all the dares.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my gosh. And just having fun and tagging your team, you guys. Like, who cares? You know, it's fun. Just do it. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys go out of this with a mindset. And just let us know if you guys have any questions, because we've probably been there. We're still going through the trenches. And y'all, if you don't think we go through the trenches, we do. We go through them just like you guys every single day. But what we're trying to do is bring knowledge back to you on how you can make it more effective and more streamlined in your business. So. And we definitely appreciate all you guys jumping on.
Yes.
So
thank you for taking time out of your night and jumping on.
And look, I gave you 7 minutes back, so we are good to go. I am going to eat my almond crusted pizza now. But cheers. I had some unicorn crack before this call, so hopefully I wake up early. But y'all have a wonderful night, and I will go ahead and get this. It's recorded, so I'll make a YouTube video of it, and I'll send it to Danielle. And if you guys have any other people that need to watch the call, feel free to share it. Bye, guys.
Bye.